Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're going to be mucking around with an old 120 cube RoadGlide I built a few years ago now. I actually do have a bit of a video on that one. I'll link that down in the description. That was one of the first, well, not one of the first, but one of the early videos I did on the channel. So it might be fun to go back and check out the old school filming and editing style there. But anyway, folks, today we're going to be mucking around with this one. We've got the big HPI turnout throttle body and intake setup for this one. And on top of that, we're doing the Fuel Moto Jackpot 2-in-1 header. So I'm really excited about this and seeing how it's going to change the performance. I have had it up on the dyno, just doing some base runs with the current setup. It does already have a custom 2-in-1 on there that the customer had made. And I just had a bit of issues on the dyno. They had some fuel injector problems, but got that sorted. And anyway, we're going to be doing the rest of this build, throwing the throttle body in there and the exhaust and getting into it. So let's get started. right guys, it's up here on the dyno as you can see. My first thoughts or opinion or whatever on this HPI throttle, and I mean it looks outstanding. I mean it looks great, let's be honest. Beautiful machine finish on here on the throttle body. I do believe there's a carbon cover for this little piece here you can get, but we're not worrying, the owner's not concerned about that at the moment. He may consider it later on, but as far as the fitment's a little bit fiddly with all the little brackets and things like that, but other than that it does fit pretty well easily. Like, you know, there's no fitment issues, it's just a little bit fiddly. So other than that, pretty great. This header guys, this is the first time I've fitted one and the first time I'll be tuning one. So opinion soak, this is it. So just for those who want, this is a Fuel Moto Jackpot header, 2-in-1, and it sounds outstanding folks, just straight off the gate, straight out of the gate there. I'll throw a clip in here of the hot start, what it sounded like. Well, you would have just heard what it sounded like on the hot start, sorry. Pretty excited to see how this is going to go guys. We've got some baselines there from the before setup, so let's see what this new setup does. Alrighty guys, we've got some awesome results here. So the blue run here, as you can probably read, so it's our baseline here. We're making 116 and 123. And we did have a bit of a dip going on here, which was concerning because I did actually build and tune this bike a while ago with that pipe on that came off it before I swapped it, and this wasn't there, so something had happened. I'm not exactly sure whether it was because obviously once the tune is in and set, it doesn't change, but part of the mechanical components in the engine can change, and fuel injectors can fail, electrical circuits can fail, all sorts of different things, exhaust leaks and all that. So look guys, I ended up swapping out the fuel injectors from the I've got the screensaver here. I ended up swapping out the fuel injectors from the factory ones. It was running, and I've put in these 6.2s just because I wasn't sure how hungry this pipe was going to make the engine. So look, anyway, we did have a bit of a dip. I didn't bother trying to tune that out because we were doing this retune anyway. So, but you can imagine guys, if that drop wasn't there, yeah, we'd be somewhere sort of peaking through there, maybe 120, 120 foot-pounds of torque. So still, nonetheless, we are now up to 124 horsepower and 139. So we've got 8 horsepower and what's that, 16 foot-pounds of torque. But you can see, even if we sort of start off here, I know there's a bit of a, what you might call a dip here, but you know, all things considered, from there on, it's lights out for the rest of it. You can see it's lifted the graph right through the rest of it there as well. So great result. I don't know how much this guy is responsible for any of the added horsepower. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to tune it with just that on and then add the pipe and muck around, so we just did both at once. So nonetheless, that's a great result folks. Time to get it out on the road and see what it's like. Righto guys, the test ride went well, no issues at all. The bike's running very, very nice. Very happy with how it's turned up. I just wanted to take this time real quick just to show you guys a bit about the bike, and we'll just go over it and just have a bit of a look, because there's actually a fair bit going on here. As I said, did build this one a little while ago now. It's still just about added on this pipe and that now, but yeah, we'll just start from the front. So you can see we've got the 21-inch knockout wheel there from the CVO. I can't remember for the life of me the manufacturer of this braking setup here. Really cool setup there. Obviously got the CVO chin spoiler on there. Moving around, I'm really happy with what I did with these bars for the customer. I really focused on trying to make this as neat as possible. I even left the little console switch in here and just trimmed around it to have a nice seamless finish there. So I just wanted to make it really nice and tidy. Got the Olins in there, as you can see there, folks. I've got the power vision monitor here, because obviously with the T-bars you can see that we cannot see the speedo anymore, which is down there. So customers just got the power vision here just for speedo readout and that sort of thing. It does have a Screaming Eagle Stage 2 boom audio kit, so it's got the amplifier in there and the upgraded speakers, so awesome sound. As you're aware, it is a 120 cube 475 cam. As you just saw, we've fitted up this HPI throttle body and this beautiful Fuel Moto Jackpot 2-in-1 header. This is the business, folks. I'm really happy with how it looks, how it sounds, and more importantly, it fits very, very well. No issues at all. Moving back, guys, we've got the Brock's Performance swing arm in there, so got a bit of a look there. Really, really nice piece of work on that, and obviously got the matching knockout on the rear there as well. Short bags on this one, as you can see there. We've got the Screaming Eagle remote res shocks on the back. One thing I do want to touch on real quick, guys, is the coil here. So this is obviously, as I said, this was done a while ago now, but there's a little bit of trickery going on with this. So obviously, as you know, all the CVOs come with this mounted on there now, the VVT CVOs, but this was a bit of mucking around. So what we had to do here was we obviously got the soft tail coil, fitted it up, and the bike wouldn't start. Obviously there was I can't remember if this is a 2 ohm and the other one's a 4 ohm, or this is a 4 and the other one's a 2, but anyway, there is a different resistance in the coil. So we had to actually program the bike as a soft tail to have the to run this coil. So what I mean by that is just that's the standard calibration in the bike that just allows it to run that coil. So don't go thinking you can just bolt on a soft tail coil to your M8 Tourer. You will have some issues unless you've got a dealership close by with digital technician. You'll be able to reflash the bike. But when we do that, folks, you do get a red light that stays on the dash. So if you can deal with having your little red BCM light, see the one that's flashing there every now and then, if you can deal with that guy staying on constantly due to that coil, then by all means run it. So yeah, really, really cool bike. This is one of the first sort of performance baggers that I ever sort of started to muck with, and to be honest, I've got a bit of a soft spot for it. I really do like this one. Just to me, it just looks really, really clean. I'm just happy with how it comes up, and this throttle body I think just finishes it off really nice. Like, some people may hate it, but I actually I don't mind it, to be honest. I probably am a fan if this was going to be a carbon cover. I believe the customer's talking about getting one, but that would just finish that off nicely. So other than that, I'm really happy with how this build came together, guys. Couldn't have asked for a better customer to do it for. This guy's just an awesome customer. He's been a customer of ours for a long time, and nothing's ever really a big problem for him. And the next step for him now, folks, he's been talking to me about leading edge stuff. So if you guys don't know what that is, leading edge do some big bore, like really beautiful cylinders and really big bore stuff over in the States there. So he may be doing a really big leading edge kit to this yet. So fingers crossed he does. I'd love to be a part of that build with him and get into that. So yeah, fingers crossed. Let's hope and see. Anyway, folks, that's going to wrap this video up. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you the next time.